Imagine finding a 1997 Lincoln penny in your change and discovering that one tiny detail could make it worth far more than 1 cent. Sounds impossible, right? Before you spend another penny, look closely, because the 1997 has a story that can fool even experienced collectors. Today, we're uncovering what makes a 1997 Lincoln cent interesting, what the little d actually means, which mistakes can turn an ordinary coin into a collectible, and why you should never assume every 1997 penny is valuable. And stay with me, because the biggest surprise is not the date itself. It's what can happen when a common coin has an uncommon error. First, let's identify exactly what you have. The coin is the Lincoln cent dated 1997. On the front, you'll see Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the familiar words liberty and I in God we trust. Near the date is the small letter D. That D tells us the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Now here's the first important twist. A 1997 penny is not automatically a $1 million coin. In fact, millions were produced, and most examples found in circulation are worth only their face value. So if someone tells you every 1997 penny is worth a fortune, be careful. The real opportunity is finding an unusual specimen hiding among ordinary ones. Think about your pocket change. Most people see a penny and move on. Collectors ask, was this coin made correctly? That question is where the mystery begins. Take your 1997 penny and place it under a bright light. Don't clean it. Don't polish it. Don't scrape the surface. Cleaning can destroy the original surface and reduce collector appeal. Instead, simply rotate the coin and examine both sides. Start with the date. Look closely at every digit. Is the 1 shaped normally? Does the 9 look consistent with other 1997 cents? Are the numbers sharp? Or does something appear doubled, distorted, or strangely positioned? Here's a pattern interrupt you should remember. Not every unusual-looking mark is an error. A scratch can look like doubling. Dirt can fill a letter and make it appear strange. Damage from machines can create bumps, dents, or flattened areas. True mint errors happen during production, and they usually leave a pattern that makes sense when you understand how coins are struck. Now move your eyes to the word liberty. Check the letters carefully. Look for unusual doubling, missing details, strange shapes, or signs that the design was struck more than once. Then examine I in God we trust. But don't stop there. Flip the penny over. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, surrounded by United States of America, E pluribus unum, 1 cent, and the denomination. Look closely around the lettering, columns, roofline, and rim. This is where many people get confused. A coin can look dramatic and still be worth very little if the damage happened after it left the mint. For example, a coin might have been squeezed, scraped, dropped, or struck against another object. Those marks can be fascinating, but they are not automatically valuable mint errors. What collectors want is evidence that the unusual feature was created during manufacturing. And there's another detail that can matter enormously: condition. Imagine two 1997 pennies sitting side by side. One is dark, scratched, and heavily worn. The other has bright original surfaces, crisp lettering, sharp Lincoln details, and very little evidence of circulation. They have the same date and mint mark, but they can have very different collector appeal. That's why coin grading matters. A professional grading service examines factors such as wear, strike quality, surface preservation, and overall appearance. Higher grade coins can bring stronger prices, especially when the coin also has a recognized variety or mint error. Now let's talk about the $1 million claim. You may have seen videos or posts saying a 1997 Lincoln penny is worth $1 million. That headline is powerful because it makes you want to grab every penny in the house. But the honest answer is much more interesting. There is no reason to assume a normal 1997 Lincoln cent is worth anywhere close to $1 million. A spectacular price would require something extraordinary, such as a major, authenticated mint error, an exceptionally rare variety, or an incredible condition rarity with strong demand. In other words, the date alone does not create the fortune. The coin has to prove itself. And that is news for people searching change, because you don't need every penny to be valuable. You only need to find something unusual. So what should you watch for? Look for major striking errors, dramatic off-center strikes, missing design elements caused by a genuine minting problem, unusual planchet errors, or authenticated varieties. Also watch for clear double design elements rather than random scratches or flattening. Here's another surprise. Size and position matter. If a coin is dramatically off-center, the error may be immediately visible. If the date remains readable, that can make the piece especially interesting. But the exact value depends on the severity of the error, condition, authenticity, and what collectors are willing to pay. And that last part is critical. A coin is not worth a huge number simply because someone posts that number online. Real value comes from documented sales, credible grading, and actual buyer demand. So before you believe a $1 million headline, ask one simple question. Where is the evidence? Now, suppose you discover something that really does look unusual on your 1997 D penny. What should you do? First, keep it exactly as you found it. Put it somewhere safe, preferably in a proper coin holder. Second, compare it with several normal 1997 D cents. Comparison is powerful because it helps you separate a genuine difference from ordinary wear. Third, take clear photographs under good lighting. Capture the entire front and back, then take close-ups of the unusual area. And fourth, consider professional authentication if the feature appears significant. This step can protect you from two expensive mistakes. The first is selling a potentially valuable coin for almost nothing. The second is paying a lot of money to have an ordinary damaged penny evaluated as though it were a rare error. Now imagine the opposite situation. You search through a jar of pennies and find nothing unusual. Does that mean the hunt failed? Not at all. Coin collecting is a numbers game. Millions of coins were made, circulated, stored, forgotten, and rediscovered. Every generation creates new opportunities for collectors to examine old pocket change with fresh eyes. And there's something strangely exciting about that. The coin in your hand could have been sitting in a cash drawer yesterday. Could have been in someone's collection for 20 years. Could have traveled across the country before ending up in your pocket. Most importantly, you may be holding it without realizing exactly what you're looking at. So let's return to that tiny D beside the date. That letter is not a secret code promising instant wealth. It identifies the Denver Mint. But when the D appears on a coin with a genuine and desirable error, it becomes part of the evidence collectors use to identify the piece. And that is the lesson behind the 1997 D Lincoln penny. Don't chase the headline, chase the details. If you have a 1997 D penny, inspect the date, Liberty, the portrait, the rim, the reverse lettering, the Lincoln Memorial, and the overall condition. Look for clear mint-made abnormalities, not random damage. And please do not clean it. A little dirt may be removable. A damaged original surface cannot be put back. Now comes the question I want you to answer. Do you have a 1997 D Lincoln penny sitting in a jar, drawer, old wallet, or family collection right now? If you do, grab it. Turn it under the light. Check the D. Check the date. Check the lettering. Then look for anything that appears genuinely different from another 1997 D penny. Because the exciting part of coin hunting is not believing that every ordinary cent is secretly worth $1 million. It's knowing that rare errors and exceptional coins can hide in places where almost nobody thinks to look. And if you ever find a 1997 D that appears dramatically different, resist the urge to spend it. Preserve it, document it, and get a qualified opinion before making any decision. So, is your 1997 D penny worth $1 million? For a normal example, no. But could a truly extraordinary, authenticated error or exceptional rarity be worth dramatically more than 1 cent? That is exactly why collectors inspect these coins so carefully. The next time someone drops a penny on the ground, they may walk right past it. You won't. You'll know to look twice. And sometimes, in the world of rare coins, that second look is where the mystery begins. If you enjoyed this hidden money hunt, subscribe for more rare US coin stories, surprising errors, and the small details that can make ordinary pocket change worth taking a second look at. What if the ordinary 2013 Lincoln penny sitting in your pocket right now is hiding a secret worth far more than 1 cent? Before you spend another penny, stop. Because a tiny detail on a 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln cent can tell you whether you have a normal coin, a collectible error, or something worth a serious premium. Today, we are going to uncover the mystery behind the 2013 Philadelphia Lincoln penny, what the missing mint mark actually means, which mistakes collectors watch for, and why some online claims make this coin sound like $1 million treasure. And stay with me because the most important part is not the date. It is what happened to the coin after it left the mint. It carries Abraham Lincoln on the front, the familiar Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse, and a date that millions of Americans have seen without giving it a second thought. But look closely at the area beneath the date. You may notice something missing. There is no P. There is no D. There is simply nothing beside the date. And that little empty space is where the mystery begins. Some people see a missing mint mark and immediately think, rare coin. Others hear claims that a no mint mark 2013 penny could be worth thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even $1 million. But here is where things get interesting. For 2013 Lincoln cents, no mint mark is normally exactly what you should expect from a Philadelphia minted coin. That means the missing letter itself is not $1 million error. Wait, don't throw the coin away, because a normal coin can still hide an unusual error, and that is where collectors start paying attention. The United States Mint produced Lincoln cents at different facilities. Denver coins generally carry a small d, while Philadelphia coins traditionally carry no mint mark on circulating cents. So if your 2013 penny has no mint letter, that does not automatically make it rare. In fact, it is a normal characteristic of Philadelphia production. Now here comes the first trap. A lot of people confuse no mint mark with missing mint mark. Those are not always the same thing. If a coin was supposed to receive a mint mark but somehow left the facility without one, that could be a major error. But modern Philadelphia cents were intentionally struck without a mint mark. So before getting excited, you have to know what the coin was supposed to look like in the first place. Think about it this way. If your car leaves the factory without a sunroof because that model was never designed to have one, the missing sunroof is not a defect. It is part of the original design. The same basic idea applies here. But now let's turn this ordinary penny over. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial design used on cents from 1959 through 2008. But the 2013 cent has the Union Shield reverse introduced in 2010. That shield carries the denomination 1 cent and the inscription United States of America. And this creates another opportunity for confusion. Collectors do not simply ask, what year is it? They ask, what variety is it? What condition is it? What error does it have? How was it struck? And how well has it survived? That last question can make a huge difference. Imagine two 2013 Philadelphia cents. One has been in circulation for years. It is scratched, darkened, and worn. The other was protected immediately after production, with sharp details, bright surfaces, and almost no contact marks. They may both be worth 1 cent in everyday spending. But to a collector, they are not necessarily the same coin. And this is where you should grab your own 2013 penny if you have one nearby. Start with the date. Make sure it really says 2013. Then check beneath the date. If there is no mint mark, remember, that is normal for Philadelphia cents. Next, inspect Lincoln's portrait. Look at the hair, cheek, jawline, and coat. Are the details sharp? Are there unusual raised lines? Does anything look doubled? Now examine the reverse. Look carefully at the lettering, the shield, the stars, and the edge of the coin. You are looking for something that appears clearly different from a normal example, not damage caused by another object. That distinction is critical. A scratch is not automatically an error. A dent is not automatically an error. A coin squeezed in a vise is not automatically rare. And discoloration does not suddenly turn a penny into a fortune. Real mint errors happen during production. They can involve striking problems, die issues, planchet problems, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, doubled features, or other unusual manufacturing mistakes. But each suspected error needs to be examined carefully. Here is another pattern interrupt. Take a second look at the edge. A standard 2013 Lincoln cent is made from copper-plated zinc. That means the coin is not solid copper. If the outer copper layer is damaged, the underlying zinc can become visible, sometimes creating a strange-looking surface. And strange-looking does not always mean valuable. This is one of the biggest mistakes beginners make. They find a coin that looks different and immediately search for the highest price they can imagine. But rarity, authenticity, condition, and collector demand all matter. Now we come to the million-dollar question. Is a normal 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth $1 million? No. There is no credible basis for saying that an ordinary 2013 Philadelphia cent is $1 million coin simply because it has no mint mark. A claim like that should immediately make you cautious. But there is still a reason this coin deserves a second look. Errors can sometimes transform common coins into highly collectible pieces. The key is proving that the unusual feature happened at the mint and is not the result of damage, alteration, or imagination. And that proof matters. If you believe your 2013 penny has a major mint error, do not clean it. This is extremely important. Cleaning can damage the original surface and reduce collector interest. Do not polish it, scrape it, chemically treat it, or try to make the coin look newer. Instead, protect it in a simple holder and have the unusual feature examined by a reputable coin dealer, error specialist, or professional grading service. Why? Because a professional can help answer the question that online pictures cannot always settle. Is this actually a mint-made error? Now imagine the scenario. You are sorting through old change at the kitchen table. You find a 2013 penny with no mint mark. Your heart jumps. You remember hearing about million-dollar pennies. You search online and discover dozens of dramatic claims. But then you stop. You check the date. You check the mint mark. You inspect the surfaces. You compare the coin with normal examples. And you discover that the missing mint mark is completely normal. That might feel disappointing, but there is another way to look at it. You just learned one of the most important rules of coin collecting. Never judge rarity from one feature alone. The real treasure is knowledge. And that knowledge can prevent you from selling a valuable coin for a few cents, or wasting money chasing a coin that was never rare. There is also something fascinating about the 2013 penny itself. It is modern, common, and easy to overlook. That makes it perfect for a treasure hunt. You do not need a museum collection to participate. You can start with pocket change, a jar of cents, an old drawer, or a forgotten roll of coins. And sometimes, the exciting discovery is not the coin you expected. It is the unexpected error hiding among ordinary examples. So, if you have a 2013 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, take another look tonight. Do not assume it is rare, but do not ignore it either. Check the condition. Examine both sides. Look for genuine striking abnormalities. Compare it with a normal 2013 Philadelphia cent. And remember this simple rule. No mint mark on a 2013 Lincoln cent is normal. A verified mint error is a completely different story. So tell me in the comments. Do you have a 2013 penny with no mint mark? And does yours show anything unusual? You might be looking at a completely ordinary cent, or you might have found an interesting error worth investigating. And before you spend that penny, remember, the biggest mistake in coin collecting is assuming you already know what you are holding. Keep checking your change, keep learning the clues, and keep your eyes open. Because the next unusual coin might not be sitting in a famous auction house. Could be hiding in your pocket right now. Subscribe for more rare coin mysteries, valuable errors, and hidden money secrets. And the next time a tiny copper-colored coin lands in your hand, take 1 extra second before you spend it. That 1 second could tell you a story worth much more than 1 cent. Imagine finding a 2014 D Lincoln penny in your change and discovering that one tiny detail could separate an ordinary 1-cent coin from a coin collectors would fight to own. Sounds impossible, right? Before you spend another penny, look closely, because the 2014 Lincoln cent has a story that gets much more interesting when errors, condition, and unusual varieties enter the picture. Today, we are examining the 2014 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark, and by the end, you will know exactly what to look for, what mistakes can destroy its value, and why some dramatic mint errors can turn an everyday coin into something far more exciting. And there is one important warning. A normal 2014 D penny is not $1 million coin. The $1 million idea only makes sense as a possibility for an extraordinary, authenticated rarity, not for an ordinary example. The first thing to understand is where this coin came from. The D mint mark means the penny was struck at the United States Mint facility in Denver. On the front, you see Abraham Lincoln facing right, along with the familiar words liberty and I in God we trust. The date, 2014, sits near the lower right, and the small d beneath it identifies the Denver Mint. If you have one in your drawer, do not immediately assume the D makes it rare. Millions of Lincoln cents were produced, and most 2014 D pennies are worth only their face value when circulated. Even uncirculated examples generally need exceptional condition or a recognized error to attract serious premiums. Coin collectors are not always searching for old coins. They are searching for unusual coins. A coin can be only 12 years old and still become interesting if something went wrong during production. Think about the minting process. A blank piece of metal called a planchet is prepared and fed into a press. Dies strike the planchet with tremendous force, creating the design we recognize as a penny. Thousands of coins can be produced rapidly. Most come out correctly, but occasionally something goes wrong. That is the detail you need to remember. Do not judge a 2014 D penny by age alone. Judge it by condition, authenticity, variety, and error. One of the biggest mistakes people make is seeing a strange-looking penny and immediately calling it an error coin. A dark surface does not automatically mean rarity. A shiny surface does not automatically mean proof. Scratches, dents, stains, machine damage, corrosion, and cleaning can create appearances that look unusual but actually reduce collector interest. So if your 2014 D penny looks strange, resist the temptation to polish it. Seriously, do not clean it. Cleaning can leave scratches and unnatural surfaces that professional collectors recognize instantly. What looks like improvement to the average person can actually make a potentially valuable coin less desirable. Instead, inspect it under good lighting. Start with the date. Make sure it clearly says 2014. Then locate the D mint mark below the date. Check Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, the rim, and the reverse. Look for anything that appears genuinely different from a normal example. Compare your coin with another 2014 D cent. Put them side by side. Look at the spacing of the letters. Look at the shape of the rim. Look at Lincoln's portrait. Look at the date. If something appears dramatically different, take a closer look before reaching a conclusion. Why? Because real mint errors usually have a logical relationship to the minting process. For example, an off-center strike can leave part of the design missing and create an unusual blank area. A clipped planchet can have a distinctive missing section caused before striking. A double design may show genuine separation or doubling in specific areas rather than simply looking blurry. A blurry coin is not necessarily doubled. A damaged coin is not necessarily off-center. A coin with a strange edge is not automatically a valuable mint error. This is why serious collectors rely on authentication. Now let's talk about condition, because this is another place where the story changes. Imagine two identical 2014 D pennies. One has spent years rolling around in pockets, vending machines, and cup holders. It has scratches, discoloration, and worn details. The other has sharp surfaces, strong original luster, and almost no marks. They may have the same date and mint mark, but collectors can value them very differently. The better the condition, the more important professional grading becomes. And here is something many people overlook. A coin does not have to be ancient to be collectible. Modern U.S. coins can become valuable when they combine scarcity, exceptional preservation, and a recognized error or variety. Could a 2014 D penny really be worth $1 million? For a normal 2014 D Lincoln cent, absolutely not. There is no reason to believe an ordinary example sitting in your change jar is worth $1 million. If someone tells you every 2014 D penny is secretly worth that much, be extremely skeptical. Suppose a previously unknown mint error were discovered on a 2014 D cent. Suppose experts confirmed that the error occurred at the mint, that extremely few examples existed, and that major collectors competed for one at auction. In a truly exceptional case, the value could rise far beyond the coin's 1 cent face value. But that is a very different claim from saying every 2014 D penny is $1 million coin. The difference is everything. Collectors pay for rarity that can be proven. That means if you think you found something unusual, document it before doing anything else. Take clear photographs. Do not clean the coin. Do not scrape the surface. Do not try to repair it. Keep it protected, and seek an experienced numismatist or reputable grading service. And be careful with online claims. You may see videos, social media posts, or auction screenshots claiming unbelievable prices. A listed asking price is not the same as a confirmed sale. A damaged penny advertised for millions does not mean someone actually paid millions for it. Real value is supported by evidence. Now check your coin again. Look at the rim. Is it complete and evenly shaped? Does the design appear centered? Are the letters and numbers sharply formed? Does anything look doubled in a way that seems connected to the die rather than damage? Is the surface original, or does it show scratches and chemical discoloration? Then flip it over. The reverse features the Union Shield design, with 1 cent and United States of America surrounding it, along with the motto E Pluribus Unum. Look closely at the shield, lettering, rim, and overall strike. If you notice something truly unusual, do not assume you have struck gold. You may have found damage, or you may have found something worth investigating. That uncertainty is exactly what makes coin hunting so addictive. Think about the possibility. A coin that someone else might toss into a jar could make you stop and look twice. Most of the time, it will still be a penny. But every once in a while, the search reveals something genuinely unusual. And that is the real lesson of the 2014 D Lincoln cent. The treasure is not guaranteed. The opportunity is in knowing what you are looking at. So before you spend your next 2014 D penny, take 10 seconds and inspect it. Check the date. Check the D. Check the condition. Check the edges. Compare it with another example. If something looks different, investigate before making assumptions. And remember, a dramatic claim needs dramatic proof. If someone tells you your ordinary 2014 D penny is automatically worth $1 million, don't celebrate just yet. Ask why. Ask what error or variety makes it special. Ask whether the coin has been authenticated. Ask whether the price comes from an actual documented sale. Those questions can protect you from false information and help you focus on coins that really matter. Now I want to know something from you. Have you ever found a 2014 D penny with a strange-looking date, unusual rim, double design, missing section, or another feature that you could not explain? Check your collection, your old jars, and even the change sitting in your car. You might find nothing unusual, but you might find a coin that deserves a closer look. And if you do, don't clean it, don't alter it, and don't rush to sell it. Get another opinion first. Because in the world of rare coins, the biggest surprises often begin with the smallest details. That little D under the date may not make your 2014 penny a millionaire by itself. But knowing what that D means, understanding genuine mint errors, recognizing condition, and avoiding common mistakes can turn a casual glance at pocket change into a fascinating treasure hunt. So keep looking, keep learning, and never assume a coin is worthless until you know what you are holding. And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden stories behind ordinary American coins, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, unusual mint errors, and the secrets collectors look for every day. Your next amazing find could be sitting in plain sight. What if a penny sitting in your change jar right now could be worth far more than 1 cent? And what if the tiny letter D beside the date is the clue that makes you stop, look closer, and check every detail? Before you spend another 2016 Lincoln penny, listen carefully, because this ordinary-looking coin has a few mysteries worth knowing. Today we're taking a close look at the 2016 Lincoln penny struck at the Denver Mint, the coin carrying the D Mint mark. You may have seen claims online saying a 2016 D penny can be worth $1 million. But here's the part many videos leave out. A normal 2016 D penny is not $1 million coin. The real story is much more interesting, because extraordinary prices come from extraordinary condition, rare errors, or unusual varieties, not simply from the date and mint mark. So if you have a 2016 D penny, don't throw it away. And don't assume it is valuable just because someone posted a dramatic price online. The first mystery is figuring out exactly what you have. The 2016 Lincoln cent is familiar to millions of Americans. On the front, Abraham Lincoln faces right with Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date 2016. A Denver coin carries a small D beneath the date. The reverse features the Union Shield, United States of America, 1 cent, and E Pluribus Unum. That sounds ordinary, but ordinary coins can become interesting when something went wrong during production. Millions of pennies are produced and most come out correctly, but the manufacturing process creates opportunities for unusual mistakes. And this is where people often make a big mistake. They see the D and think, Denver means rare. Not necessarily. The D is a mint mark. Tells you where the coin was made. it does not automatically mean the coin is scarce. So what should you look for? Start with the date. Make sure it says 2016. Then check the D mint mark. After that, look at it like a detective. Examine Lincoln's portrait. Look around the lettering. Study the date. Then turn the coin over. Look carefully at the shield, the lettering, the rim, and the spaces between the design elements. Why? Because value can come from something that was never supposed to be there. For example, collectors pay attention to genuine mint errors. An off-center strike can leave part of the design shifted toward the edge. A broad strike can produce a coin with an unusual shape because it was struck without the normal collar doing its job. A clipped planchet can create a missing section along the edge. A die crack can leave a raised line or unusual feature on the coin. And then there are double dies. This is where things get especially interesting. A true double die variety is created during die making, before coins are struck. But here's a warning. Not every blurry letter or doubled-looking edge is a valuable double die. Mechanical damage, machine doubling, scratches, wear, and lighting can fool the eye. Don't see one strange line and immediately announce that you've found $1 million penny. Take a breath. Look again. Compare it with another normal 2016 D penny if you can. A genuine variety should show a consistent, identifiable feature, not random damage. Condition matters too. Imagine two identical 2016 D pennies. One has spent years rolling around in pockets, vending machines, parking lots, and drawers. The other was protected almost immediately after being struck and still has sharp details, clean surfaces, and much of its original mint luster. Collectors will not view those two coins the same way. For modern sense, high-grade examples can attract collectors, especially when exceptionally preserved or paired with an unusual certified characteristic. Professional grading can provide an independent condition assessment. But here's another trap. A shiny penny is not automatically a high-grade penny. A coin can look bright because it was cleaned or polished. Cleaning can leave hairlines or unnatural surfaces, and collectors generally prefer original surfaces. So never polish a coin because you think you're making it more valuable. You could actually hurt it. Now let's talk about the $1 million claim. This is the moment where you need to separate excitement from reality. A standard 2016 D Lincoln cent is a modern circulating coin, and there is no credible basis for saying that an ordinary example is worth $1 million. If you find a 2016 D penny in your pocket, the odds that it is secretly a $1 million coin are extremely low. But that doesn't mean you should ignore it. The important question is, does my specific penny have something unusual that can save you from two mistakes: throwing away a potentially interesting error or believing a fantasy valuation? Let's say you discover a dramatic off-center strike, a major mint error, or another unusual feature. What should you do next? First, don't clean it, scrape it, bend it, or test it with chemicals. Handle it by the edges and place it somewhere safe. Then take clear photos under good lighting. If the feature looks genuinely unusual, consider getting an opinion from a reputable coin dealer or a professional grading service. Authentication matters because valuable errors and varieties can attract altered coins and misleading claims. And there's one more thing you should know. Online auction prices can be misunderstood. Someone may see a headline saying a Lincoln penny sold for thousands or even more and assume every penny from the same year has that value. But auction records usually describe a specific coin, often with a specific grade, variety, or error. That price does not transfer automatically to every coin sharing the same date. That's why the phrase, 2016 D penny worth $1 million, can be misleading. The date alone isn't the treasure. The details are. So let's imagine you're sitting at your kitchen table with a handful of pennies. You find a 2016 D. You check the date and mint mark. The surfaces look normal. The design is centered. There are no obvious errors. The coin has normal circulation wear. In that situation, you're probably looking at a regular penny, not a fortune. But suppose another 2016 D looks dramatically different. Maybe the strike is clearly off-center. Maybe a portion of the planchet is missing. Maybe the lettering shows a documented variety. Maybe the coin is unusually well preserved. Now you have a reason to investigate. And that is the real thrill of coin collecting. You don't know what you'll find until you look. A penny can travel through countless hands without anyone noticing a tiny production mistake. Cashier may never care. A shopper may never look. Someone could put it into a jar and forget about it. Then one person finally notices. That person might be you. Here's a quick challenge. Find your 2016 D pennies and line them up. Use a light source. Look at the date, mint mark, lettering, portrait, rim, and reverse. Don't rush. Compare suspicious coins against normal examples. Pay special attention to real production errors rather than damage caused after the coin left the mint. If you see something strange, don't assume the highest number you found online is your coin's value. Research first. Verify second. Value third. That's the safest path. Now, what could a truly exceptional 2016 D cent be worth? There isn't one magic number. A normal circulated example can remain essentially a 1-cent coin. A nicer uncirculated example may be worth more to collectors depending on grade and demand. A certified major error or unusual variety can potentially command a much higher premium. But $1 million valuation would require extraordinary evidence. It would need to be an exceptional coin with a market willing to pay that kind of money. Simply having a D mint mark does not come close. So if someone tells you, every 2016 D penny is worth $1 million, be skeptical. If someone tells you, check your 2016 D pennies for unusual errors and exceptional condition, that's much better advice. Because the truth is actually more exciting than the rumor. You don't need every penny to be valuable. You only need to recognize the one that isn't ordinary. And remember, the most valuable coin in your collection may not look impressive at first. Sometimes the difference is a tiny detail hiding in plain sight. So before you toss that 2016 D penny into a jar, take another look. Check the date. Check the D. Check the strike. Check the surfaces. Check the reverse. And if something doesn't look right, don't spend it until you know what you're holding. Now I'm curious. Have you ever found a 2016 D penny with an unusual error, strange doubling, or incredible condition? Tell me what you found and where. Your coin could be ordinary, or it could begin a fascinating discovery. And if you enjoy hunting through everyday change for hidden treasures, subscribe for more rare coin mysteries, valuable errors, and overlooked pieces of American history. Because sometimes the coin everyone else ignores is exactly the one you should look at twice. What if the 2017 Lincoln penny sitting in your change jar right now looks completely ordinary, but one tiny detail could turn it into a collector's dream? Before you spend another penny, check the date, the surface, and especially the area where the mint mark should be. Because today we're investigating the 2017 Lincoln 1-cent coin with no mint mark. And there is a reason some people online connect ordinary-looking pennies with unbelievable prices. But here's the twist. The real story is much more interesting than simply saying every 2017 penny is worth $1 million. If you have one of these coins, stay with me because by the end you'll know exactly what to look for, why a missing mint mark does not automatically mean a rare error, which details can make a common penny more desirable, and when a spectacular price is actually possible. Start with the coin itself. The 2017 Lincoln cent was made for everyday American commerce. On the front is Abraham Lincoln, with liberty and I in God we trust surrounding his portrait, along with the date 2017. Flip it over and you'll see the Union Shield design. The words United States of America, 1 cent, and E pluribus unum. Now look closely at the date side. You may find a tiny letter next to the date, or you may find nothing there. That little space is where the mint mark would normally appear. A 2017 penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where cents traditionally carried no mint mark. That means no mint mark by itself is not a mistake. And this is where many people get confused. They see a 2017 penny with no letter and immediately think, I found a missing mint mark error. Not necessarily. In fact, a normal 2017 Philadelphia cent can have no mint mark because that is exactly how it was supposed to be made. So why should you care? Because even a common coin can become interesting when its condition, variety, or minting error is unusual. Here's your first quick test. Hold the coin under a bright light and tilt it slowly. Don't stare straight at it. Move it. Rotate it. Look for unusual doubling around the date, lettering, Lincoln's eye, or other design elements. Then inspect the rim. Is it unusually wide, thin, damaged, or distorted. Check the surface too. Are there strange raised lines, missing design details, an off-center strike, or a dramatic change in the coin shape? Wait, because one mistake can ruin the entire value. Damage that happens after the coin leaves the mint is usually not a valuable mint error. A flattened rim, scratches, dents, chemical discoloration, or marks from machines may look dramatic, but collectors generally do not treat ordinary damage the same way they treat a genuine mint-made error. A true mint error is different. It happens during manufacturing, and that difference matters enormously. For example, a coin can be struck off-center, can receive a dramatic double strike. A planchet can have an unusual shape or composition problem. Design elements can be missing or severely distorted because something went wrong during the striking process. And when an error is dramatic, authentic, rare, and desirable, collectors can pay far more than 1 cent. But now let's address the biggest claim surrounding this coin. 2017 no mint mark penny worth $1 million. Here is the truth you need to hear before you get excited. A normal 2017 Lincoln cent with no mint mark is not automatically worth $1 million. There is no reason to believe that simply having a 2017 date and no mint mark makes a penny $1 million coin. Most examples are worth around face value when circulated, while nicer uncirculated examples may bring more depending on grade and demand. So where does the $1 million idea come from? It usually comes from the way rare coin stories spread online. A headline takes a valuable coin, a dramatic error, or an extraordinary auction result and connects it to a much broader group of coins. Suddenly, a rare penny with a special error sold for a huge amount becomes check every penny because it could be worth $1 million. That sounds exciting, but it can also be misleading. And yet, there is still a reason you should inspect your 2017 pennies. Condition matters. A coin that spent years circulating through pockets, cash registers, vending machines, and coin counters can pick up countless tiny scratches and marks. A coin that was preserved immediately after minting can look dramatically different. Collectors often care about sharp details, original surfaces, luster, and the absence of damage. That means your ordinary-looking penny might be worth more if it is exceptionally well preserved. A shiny coin can be cleaned. Cleaning can damage the original surface and reduce collector appeal. The safest approach is to avoid polishing or scrubbing a potentially valuable coin. Let the coin speak for itself. Now take another look at the reverse. The Union Shield should have clear, sharp details. The lettering should look properly formed. The rim should be complete and consistent. Compare your coin with another 2017 cent if you can. Side-by-side comparisons can reveal differences your eyes might miss when looking at only one coin. Here's a pattern interrupt. Grab 3 pennies instead of 1. Put them next to each other. Compare the dates. Compare Lincoln's portrait. Compare the lettering. Compare the rims. Sometimes an unusual coin becomes obvious only after you have a normal example beside it. And don't forget the weight. A genuine 2017 Lincoln cent is made primarily of copper-plated zinc and normally weighs about 2.5 grams. If your coin has a major weight difference, that can be a reason to investigate further. But be careful. A different weight does not automatically prove a rare error. Dirt, damage, wear, or a damaged planchet can change what you see. For serious possibilities, professional authentication matters. Now let's return to that $1 million number. Could a single ordinary 2017 penny suddenly be worth $1 million just because it has no mint mark? No. Could an extraordinarily rare coin with an authenticated, unique, historically important error become extremely valuable? In theory, yes. Rare coins can command remarkable prices when several factors come together. Genuine rarity, exceptional condition, strong collector demand, documented provenance, and intense competition at auction. That is the part many viral videos leave out. The value is not created by a magical date. It is created by scarcity and demand. So if you're checking a 2017 penny tonight, don't search only for a missing mint mark. Search for something that should not be there. Look for dramatic off-center strikes. Look for major doubling that appears part of the minting process rather than post-mint damage. Look for unusual planchets, missing design elements, and major striking abnormalities. And if something looks truly strange, do not clean it, bend it, scrape it, or test it with chemicals. Preserve it exactly as you found it. Then document it. Take clear photographs of both sides, the edge, the date, and the unusual area. If the coin appears genuinely significant, consider having it examined by a reputable numismatist or professional grading and authentication service. A 2017 Lincoln cent represents modern American coinage, mass production, and the continuing tradition of putting Lincoln on the nation's 1-cent coin. Millions of people handle these coins without ever looking closely. That is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. The mystery is hiding in plain sight. So check your jars. Check old envelopes. Check coin rolls. Check the change sitting in your car. But don't believe every headline you see. If your 2017 Philadelphia penny has no mint mark, that is normal. If it has a genuine, dramatic mint error, exceptional preservation, or another unusual characteristic, that is when the investigation gets interesting. And remember this rule. Never confuse possible with guaranteed. The internet may promise $1 million penny, but smart collectors ask a better question. What exactly makes this particular coin rare? If you find a 2017 penny that looks unusual, compare it carefully before spending it. You might discover nothing more than a normal 1-cent coin, or you might discover a fascinating error that deserves a closer look. So, be honest. How many 2017 pennies are sitting in your house right now? Have you ever found one with a strange strike, unusual weight, or missing detail? Tell me what you found, because one tiny difference can completely change the conversation. And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden stories behind ordinary American coins, subscribe for more rare coin mysteries, surprising values, and simple tips that could help you recognize something special before it disappears back into circulation. Because sometimes the coin everyone else ignores is the one worth taking a second look at.